or less. And it also gives you the potential to reach your audience and the businesses that you love, even on accident. I can't tell you how many times I or my clients have been out and have said this message when people ask, what do you do? Or what are you doing here? And people have bought their jewelry, bought their products right away, signed up for their mailing lists. For me, I had people drive down to a workshop from Orange County just to attend other workshops simply from this 2-line statement. It is so powerful. And my hope today is that you write something that feels so clear to you, so aligned and authentic to who you are, that it helps you move forward in your business. So now that you know me and what I'm teaching today, I would love to get 1 or 3 of you to tell me who are you and what are you looking forward to in this workshop today? You can unmute yourself or you can write in the comments and I will wait.
I'll unmute myself. This is Lindsay. So I am looking forward to kind of narrowing down my message. I feel like I know what I do and I can write it out, but it's a little bit wordy. It's certainly not as short and concise as it could be.
Definitely, Lindsay, and that's a great point because our brand message is what envelops people into our whole brand story, which is the full look at what you offer. And I know you have so much to offer, so I'm excited to help you get that pithy brand message today. Thanks. Who else? Rishi, since I can see you, or anyone else who is not on video, unmute yourself and feel free to intro.
So Richie Valdez, I'm here in Toronto, Ontario.
Love it.
So I'm kind of going through, I guess the best word is an evolution. So I've gone through such a significant amount of change in my life, personal and in so many different layers and levels. So even though I myself, like, I know, like I even advocate for brand and I teach it, I actually just wanted a different person's perspective on branding because as I'm evolving, I don't even have all the answers. So I really want to I'm opening myself to learn more. And I'm hoping to just like, as I'm evolving, kind of get crisper, just as Lindsay said, crisper, more clear, concise. And so that way when I'm conveying what I truly want or what I want to do with customers and people around us or on social media, it's very evident and there's no question.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much. You're right in that we're evolving all the time. And even I was on a few calls today and it's like, oh my gosh, I've been doing this for 10 years, but even I don't know this. And so it's so cool that we all get to be students of one another. So thank you for that. Does anyone else want to unmute themselves or write in the chat? I'm trying to see if I can see the chat. I can't see the chat. So unmute yourself, tell us who you are and what you're looking forward to. I'll wait for a minute. All right, we can keep going, but thank you, you two, for jumping in. So this is the second part of the formula. It's actually a 4-part formula, but we're going to go through these first 3 steps. Your brand message is I help, who you help, how you help them achieve their goal through what you do. And I believe it's on the next slide too. So it seems so simple, but often it's the simplest things that we don't wrap our heads around, right? And it's really the words that you say that will be the thing to attract your best customers to you. And again, be that light, that torch that brings you forward through the dark times. And so what I really want to say is that our words shape our world. I truly believe that as a copywriter. Our words shape our world. So today, let's pick you the best words to shape your world so that we can all move forward together and you can be that purpose-driven leader that will move people forward through this time. So for me, my brand message is this. I help purpose-driven entrepreneurs flourish in their business through brand story training and copywriting that connects. Now let's look at a yoga teacher, for instance. She could say, I help burnt out employees nourish mind, body, and spirit through yoga classes in person and online. Now, let's take a look at why this is so potent in as little as it is. I think it was, I don't remember. It was one of the presidents who said, basically like he gave a very long address and there was one that was much shorter, but he was saying that it's much harder to write a concise statement than a whole lengthy paragraph or pages. And so the reason this 2-sentence statement works so well, once it's done, it's going to be 2 sentences. This is the last sentence. But the reason it works so well is because you are telling people, first of all, who you help. So if the person that you are talking to falls in this category, their ears are instantly perked up because it's like you're talking specifically to them. We've talked about this before, probably in many of these workshops, but the riches are in the niches. So when you can pick one specific customer to reach out to, then they know where you are and how to find you and that you're talking to them specifically. The second reason this works so well is because you give your brand promise in your message. It's that thing in green right here. So me, I help you flourish in your business. That word flourish is so important to me because it's not just about getting you the income that you deserve, but the impact that you came here to make. It's kind of a connection of the money and the meaning. And so again, picking those right words is so important. For the yoga teacher, she talks about nourishing mind, body, and spirit. And this is actually one of my clients that I help. And it's not just about helping you work out your body, but she goes into different corporate companies and leads these classes for the employees who are often chained to their desks. So when you can give a brand promise right up front, you're telling people how you help them achieve their big dream. And the third reason this works is because you are saying what you do at the end, not up front. It's so easy for me to say, I'm Ché, I'm a copywriter. First of all, that sucks for me because nobody knows what a copywriter does. They instantly think I'm in legal, which is the farthest thing that I could ever do. And secondly, it doesn't really bring the conversation forward. It's like asking a yes or no question, like, do you like tulips? Yes. But instead, it's about carrying the conversation forward. So they say, holy crap, that's me. How did you know? And how can I work with you? And so I want to bring you each through this statement part by part. And this is where it's going to require some participation if you really want help on this. So you can either unmute yourself to talk, or you can try to chat in this chat that I will try to find while you're working. But I want you to take your notebook and to label it in sections 1, 2, and 3. We will go section by section, and first we will tackle who your customer is specifically. Now, I want you to describe your ideal customer in 2 to 3 words. And I know that you're probably thinking, anyone who will give me money. But again, we want to really help narrow down your message so it's to one specific person. So for me, it's purpose-driven entrepreneurs, because I like working with people who truly want to impact the earth and others. Now, you can describe your ideal customer in 2 to 3 words. Take the adjective and a noun like edgy entrepreneurs or family photographers, multi-passionate moms. The key here is to choose words that your customer will really self-identify with. If you have questions, feel free to unmute yourself or type it in the chat. Or after the second portion, I will be taking a lot more in-depth writing, and we'll be writing it hands-on. Chat. Ah, I see y'all. Hey. Hawaiian, what's up? Cool. Okay, now let's move on to part 2. This is how you help them achieve their goal, which I call your brand promise. What are you promising to your customers that you will help them achieve? So I want you to try out this sentence of verb plus achievement. Finish the sentence, I help my customer what? Do you help them build a modern website? Do you help them organize their home and mind, which is what people who do organization really do? It's not about the tangible necessarily, the organizing your home, but really about the intangible. What are you getting them internally, not just externally? I help my customer fully realize their most authentic self-expression, which is one that one of my life coach friends says. So the tip for this is to really ask yourself, what does my customer need? I will set a few minutes for you to write this and then take questions.
So I can hop in, Shay, because
Yeah.
so this is
It
where
feels like you're done, Lindsay.
okay. This is where I get stuck because it feels so wordy. Of course, now my dog woke up from her nap. So I help my customer. So my customer is a high earning couple, and I help them like understand that money doesn't have to be stressful. It doesn't have to be tense. It can be fun. You can automate it. It doesn't have to take up a ton of energy in your relationship. So it's hard to come up with like a quick, quippy outcome. So I jotted down things like I help my customer learn how to make money fun, strengthen their relationship, use money psychology to take away anxiety from money, which is so wordy. Believe money can be stress-free, but like I have a lot, so I'm struggle to like package it.
I like that a lot. So you're talking about three main things. You're talking about okay. No, this is good. Let's talk about the thing that your customer will really be driven by the most. So you're taking anxiety away from money just in general. You're making money talk. What exactly is your service?
So I offer a 6-month online group-based program for couples. So it's modules, Q&A, and then they get one-on-ones with me. So they get like workshops with me. I teach them about money psychology. I help them understand like the root of their money stuff. And then like some of the tangible things I do is help take them through like their spending plan and understanding what's coming in and what's going out, and in a way that isn't stress-free and that doesn't restrict them from their spending.
Love it. So would you call that money management or something else?
So money management is like the smallest part of it, but that's what people think they need. They're like, I just need help with a budget. And my job is to say, yes, you do, but we also need to untangle all of your beliefs about money, what your money story is, what your partner's money story is, how we can make money fun. So yes, and so much more.
Okay. So this is an interesting case, Lindsay, because you and I have a similar problem where we teach brand storytelling and no one knows what the heck that is. So I have to tell them, I help you clarify your message. And I'm like, but there's so much more. You have to understand who you are, who your customer is, etc. So there's often a problem when we have the burden of knowledge, I like to say, because we know what they need, but they know what they want. And so we have to kind of speak to them in their language of what are you looking for? Because when people Google you or look at you on Instagram, what is that key term that is really going to connect with them? So you can try using words like your relationship with money. I might say that money management might be a stronger thing for you to lead with just because you want to get them into your funnel. So going from there, I want to talk about your 3 promises, which are really cool. You talk about strengthening your relationship, removing the anxiety from talking about money, and making money fun.
Yeah.
My question for you is, have you ever told your audience about their relationship with money?
Can you say more about that?
Like have you ever either asked your customers, what are you looking to get from me about money? Or like your Instagram followers asking them, what would you want to learn more of when it comes to money?
So that's where it gets stuck. So they, if I ask them about like their relationship with money, they'll say it's bad, but like that could mean 1,000,001 things. But I would say people have it's complicated, my relationship with money, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm in this position and I feel good about it, but I have all my childhood stuff that makes it really tricky. So I'm like battling against that. So in general, I get things like I'm like obsessive with my money. Like I'm constantly checking it to like quiet my anxiety, or like I don't care about money because it's boring and then it bites me in the ass.
Yeah, I'm seeing your statement being something like, I help you uncomplicate your relationship with money so we can get back to making it fun and making your life and relationship fun again.
Can you say that again, please?
Like, I help, you said high income couples.
Yeah.
I help high income couples uncomplicate their relationship with money so we can get back to making your life and relationship fun.
Yay.
So something like that. I don't, yeah, like I really triggered because you said they say uncomplicate your relationship, right? So for everyone here, what is it that your customers are saying about your product or your offering? Use those words because then it really connects.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you so much. Super helpful.
Awesome. Richie, since you're the only other one on camera, or anyone else.
Do you have time for one?
What was that?
Do you have time for one, or Richie first?
You can go ahead.
No, thanks. So actually for me, like at the beginning of this year, I did um like what you're saying, like I need like 3 words. I need words that I will just like go back to, because for me, my personality is I can take on so many projects, so many ideas, entertain them, and then never finish them. So this year I said I really want to make this like flower farm work. So my 3 words is cultivate, create, and collaborate. So but I want to help people um, to understand gardening more. And it clicked to me that could be my potential, my niche, or like my audience will be new gardeners, or even like immigrants, because we don't have this concept, like the terms that we need to understand when we're gardening here in Canada. So in my bio, like one kind of like my purpose is to I'm a passionate learner and then an advocate for locally grown flowers and food, and a true believer that no matter how long and cold Manitoba winters are, we can still cultivate beauty and harvest bountifully in the heart of Canada. Because I really want to, so Masagana Flower Farm, I really want that Masagana word to be in the mainstream. So I'm going to do like a hashtag Masaganang Manitoba. And so people tagging seedlings that they bought from me, see it thrive in their garden, and use this hashtag, and then see like how much food, how much this landscape can feed us. But there's so much words in my head that I help new gardeners, I help them like understand gardening more. So I don't know, like yeah, so I don't know how can you help with that, because I mean there's also this idea of like giving people a gift of well, one of the things that I want to take on is I'm sowing as much seeds that I can in my room, and then I have a greenhouse that I will transfer to. And then obviously I won't have room no matter how big my garden is, but people, to whoever buy them, I kind of like match it. Okay, so you buy this much, I'm going to have the same amount of plants, and match it with someone who will need it. You know,
Yeah.
so education as well is, I think locally grown flowers, and no one cares about it right now. Like we question where our food is coming from, but not flowers. And so I took it on like this year, okay, I need to educate my customers, and I price my flowers this much, and I'm not gonna let them bargain, because I need them to understand where this is coming from and how much work flower growers in Manitoba are putting into it. So education for sure, cultivating plants, cultivating relationship with people who understand what I'm doing, and then encouraging people to create something out of what they grow, flowers, dried flowers, dye, plants that are good for dyeing. I have a neighbor who is like a they have a wool mill. They are like they have sheep, and then they mill their wool. And then also create like for the vegetables, not only you can enjoy them fresh, but also looking into preserving them, because Manitoba is like 6 months winter.
Yeah.
And then collaborate work, this is the collaborate, and I'm really seeing the power of like collaborating with people as soon as I put it out there for me to go back every time. Like the collaborating is like happening, because I'm now okay, because I'm going back like, okay, so many ideas again, but wait, does it align with the 3 intentions that I have today? Now how can we put it in 3 sentences?
Yeah. So first of all, a very beautiful business model, Lourdes. Thank you so much for speaking on that. This is the reason I teach brand message and brand story, because all of us have a heart to do something amazing in our community, and that is our brand story. But our brand message is what grabs people into what we do and want to give us their money, because as we can all agree, businesses can't go on without money, right? So Lourdes, I would ask you, what are you promising your customers in terms of, if you give me your money, then this is how I will make your life better?
You can grow better. You can garden better. Does it make sense?
I love that. So let's look at your external, and this also goes for everyone here. Your external promise is you can garden better, but what does a garden bring to someone's life or their home? Does it give them more life, joy, energy? What can it do for them?
Hope, especially now, in beauty.
Yes, beauty. That's huge. I got excited, Lourdes, when you were talking, because you talked a lot about planting seeds that don't grow until 6 months later, which is actually why I named this workshop how I did, like ground into your purpose now to blossom later. Because when you have your purpose statement, it's about sowing now, right? So we can reap later. But I think now, as you are promising beauty, what can beauty do for someone's life? It brings them energy, joy, hope in their space. So it can be something like, I offer, you were talking about tulips earlier, right?
Yeah, because that's what right now, tulips for us, I planted them in October. They don't bloom until like May. So it's like 7 months, I think. Yeah.
Mhm.
7 months on the ground that I invested in. I have like around 1,000 bulbs on the ground, but I spend on it. But I haven't got, the return from it.
Yeah. So your statement could look something like, and I haven't gone into your customer just yet, but I help my customer cultivate gardens of peace at home. Something like, I help my customer cultivate gardens at home to create a more peaceful environment. There's something there about when you cultivate a peaceful garden at home, it allows you to do what? I help my customer cultivate this garden of peace at home so they can go out and live even more peace-giving, hope-giving lives. So play with something like that, Lourdes, for your promise, and then we'll get to your purpose statement and what you do after this. But also I want to speak to you, your cultivate, create, and collaborate, which are great, but those are pillars. So you have to draw someone into your statement of, this is what I can promise for you in your life and why you should give me money. And hey, by the way, I also do this for the community, and you can feel good buying from me because you're part of that eco cycle.
Okay.
Great.
So
Hope that helps.
I help my customer cultivate garden of peace at home so people can live more.
Yeah, I mean, play with the different words of what you think you're promising them from there. I have a client who, her father had cancer, and she created all natural vegan spreads to feed him and basically helped him cure of cancer. And so what she says now is that the foods that we consume produce energy and joy and love in our lives. So when you think about your product, Lourdes, think, what do my gardens help my customers do, create, etc. And so play with that wording.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much.
Of course. Richie?
Yeah, where I was struggling was more around the who, just to kind of keep it, again, concise and things like that. So I was tossing around a few words, but I kind of got it down to I help, and then it's specifically creatives and entrepreneurs slash mompreneurs, ignite passion and inspire passion and ignite action through authentic conversation. So the part that I was really struggling with was my audience, but some of the advice that you said really helped me kind of nail that down a bit better. Thank you.
Whoa, awesome. And then Grace, I see that you asked, hi Ché, do you need to consider customer segmentation as part of the who? Grace, are you on here, and are you able to unmute yourself so you can go into that more? I'm going to unmute you. Grace, you're unmuted now.
Hi, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hi. So I'm part of a collective of women over here in Melbourne, Australia, and our focus is actually, elevating the notion of Filipino cuisine, culture, and communities through creative events. And so one of our segments are going to obviously be part Filipino community members, also non-mainstream Melburnians, but also the food writers, the media outlets, and the curious food journalists that want to know more about the Filipino cuisine and culture. And so there's obviously different efforts that are targeted for those different segments. And so I wondered whether or not that needs to be articulated in our purpose statement, or whether that could just be part of, you know, the actions that come out of the purpose.
So good. So you have, who is your main audience that purchases from you?
So we would generally have a good mix of Filipino community members, but also non-Filipino foodies. But we would also accommodate a lot of some VIPs with respect to folks that represent the media outlets, the food magazines, the food channels, and so forth.
So do you have like a network of restaurants? Do they come to your events and purchase from you?
We would have restaurant partners where we would actually curate an experience at that restaurant, whether it be collab dinner series with a chef from the US, the Philippines, and so forth. And then they would also help us with obviously sort of purchasing the produce, having the license to deliver the food and alcoholic element of the event. So the owners of the restaurants as well as the chefs that are part of those restaurants.
Okay, so this is cool because it sounds like you're speaking mainly to the community in terms of people who love Filipino food. And then when you go to pitch journalists, they don't get their own purpose statement because what they're trying to do is leverage your audience for their magazine. So when you go to these journalists, you say, I help people who love Filipino food come together and enjoy the liveliness of this community. And would you like to be part of this? Would you like to cover this? And it's always normally going to be yes, if that's what they're interested in.
No, that sounds good. Yeah, and I think I think love is something that is, the love of the Filipino cuisine is obviously inherent in our communities, but I think we're tapping into the curiosity of non-Filipinos, because they're the ones that don't really truly understand what we bring to the table beyond the trilogy of pancit, adobo, and whatever else. But really recognizing that there's a diverse lineup of what we can sort of offer, and it's hanging off that curiosity to really invoke a call to action from them, and that is to want to learn more about it, so that when they do publish an article, it's actually resonant of the diversity of who we are as people, as well as the dishes that we present.
I love that. I also love, we'll get to this in your purpose statement, Grace, but curiosity is a really good word for you to use in there, because that not only captures the attention of your audience you'll be talking to, but also the journalist, because they want what induces curiosity, right? So that's great. Okay, so let's move on to number 3, what you offer. This should be the simplest part of your statement, but it's your offering. It's your descriptor plus your noun. So it's your services, your product. And the tip here is to put a descriptor ahead of it or even behind it that answers a question of what really sets your service, your offering, your product apart. So that could be heart-centered coaching, because that reaches out to people who really want to feel holistic in their being. Handmade jewelry, right? Because a lot of times now people aren't looking for what's manufactured. I actually work with a few clients who empower different people in the Philippines and Indonesia and different countries to make these artisan crafted pieces that are taking from their heritage. So it's not like made for freaking Walmart. It's made from the hands of like this 86-year-old grandmother. Photography that captures who you are. So really describe your offering in a way that connects to your customer. And then I'll give you the whole thing so you know what it looks like. It says, I help customer, how you help them achieve them through what you offer.
Can you just go to the last slide once more?
Yeah.
Thanks. Okay, cool. I just didn't get that last prompting question written down.
Great. All right. So this is the second sentence of your brand message. And this is what it looks like all put together. So if you take number 1, number 2, and number 3, you craft this sentence. I help your customer, how you help them achieve that or your brand promise through what you offer. So an example for the yoga teacher again, I help burnt out employees nourish mind, body, and spirit through yoga classes in person and online. Notice how short this is, because you only have a certain amount of characters online and also in person when people are talking to you before they tune out. So after this, as we go through this, try to pare it down as much as you can. But I want to move towards actually, let's see, do any of you have questions on this so far or want to take a stab at your statement? You can type in the chat or you can unmute yourself and say, hey. I'll sit here for another minute.
Okay, so I'll share what I've got.
Yeah.
So I just had some really bad feedback. I help high earning couples uncomplicate their relationship with money so they can make life and money fun using shame-free financial coaching.
Cool. I think there's a way we can tighten that up. I know I gave you that sentence off the top of my
I know. That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, definitely paring that down, but that's really good. I love the shame-free coaching. And Lindsay, I'm not sure what your tone is of your brand, but you talked about making money fun earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd wonder in your content if there's a way to show like your personality and how fun it can be to work with you.
Okay.
Like my brand is Come Alive, right? One way that I come alive, which I didn't start this webinar with, but I usually start with dancing because that's like my thing. But like, what are ways that you can exude your belief in what you do so that people get a glimpse of what it means to work with you? So
got it. Okay.
Yeah, definitely like having tutorials, training where you're really showing your personality and people are like, this girl's cool to work with.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh yes, look at all these. Bye, Grace. Carissa says, I help ambitious yet unfulfilled professionals create purpose-driven careers and businesses they can be proud of through professional coaching and business consulting. That's nice. I help ambitious professionals create purpose-driven careers. Okay, cool. I'm wondering if you even need the word unfulfilled, but
yeah, I've been playing with this for a while because there's like the coaching side and then there's the business consulting side. So it's hard for me to put them together. I feel like there's too many ands.
I hope ambitious professionals create purpose-driven careers. I wonder if you can even move unfulfilled and make it into like an adjective in the next statement. Like, I help ambitious professionals create a career that like sparks them, create a career that fills them. Like I say, Come Alive, right? Create a career that they can be proud of through coaching and business consulting. Like, Chris, I love leaning into passion. So a lot of copywriters will tell you, and this is especially the male gaze of copywriting, is they tell you to like grab people's fears. But you'll see what I kind of talk to with Lindsay. I'm like, you talk about making money fun. How can we lean into that? For you, it's how can we create this sense of fulfillment instead of like, are you unfulfilled? Let me help you. But it's like, no, I can help you feel so much more alive and fulfilled in your purpose. And like, how much more excited are people to work with you in that? This is especially a weird time right now in entrepreneurship, guys, because everyone's scared and they can't dream if they're scared. And so how can we help them? How can we tell them that we're with them, but then we also promise them something greater tomorrow? So I think, Carissa, you offer something really cool. I also want to say that as small as a negative word can be, like don't or can't or unfulfilled, people will latch a negative feeling onto one word and then bypass the rest. So let's talk, Carissa, about like what are you promising them? I help you create a profession that you are wild about. So try something along that wording.
Okay.
Sound good? Also, let's look at your word professional coaching and business consulting. Because you say professional and business twice, I don't think we need to say it here, but like what sets your business and your consulting apart from everyone else? Is it heart-led? Is it it's experience because you've been doing this for years? So try looking at some adjectives that would show your customers like, hey, this is the person that I want to be working with.
Yeah, I've struggled with this with a descriptive word because I think that I have a really good balance of like the woo and the soft, but I have a very masculine approach, right? Like, and so like so people tell me like I love working with me because it's like, wow, you feel me, you hear it, and you're really gentle, but you also get kick my ass. Like so, because it's like it's like right brain and left brain. It's like we're gonna do the mind work, but I also am like a doer. Let's go. And so like, let's make it happen. So, and that's a lot of people are like, I need that motivation to move. And so it's really important to me to be able to hold the space for like the soft, but also like get you moving and produce result, like create something, right?
I love that. Let's look at those words, kick my ass and make results and take no names. And then think of a word that encapsulates all of that, because that would be so like amazing if you use that in your term. I would even challenge you to say, I'll kick your ass through my coaching, but like in a different way. You're laughing, but then the people who find you from that word are going to be so enamored with you. And what we want is loyal customers through the wording that you use. So yeah, definitely play around with words for that. And let's use a stronger term for your coaching.
Okay. When I heard you, I was like, oh, compassionate ass kicking or something like that.
I love that. Oh man. Okay. I'm looking at everyone else's. I help busy entrepreneurs strengthen mind and body through heart-centered Pilates sessions in person and online. Krista, it's not fluffy if this is the kind of person you're looking for. Don't worry about being too fluffy. If you want people who truly are about like, they need to feel their feelings, this is powerful, especially right now. People are realizing they have hella feelings that they never got into before. So if you're looking for heart-centered entrepreneurs, don't fear that it's too fluffy. You'll find them. I'm kind of zooming through these because I want to teach the ending. And then I'm also offering free 20-minute consultations after this so we can really nail down your thing. So don't worry, I will get to all of you. I help tired, high-performing nurses stress less and give without burnout. Yes, Anita, I love that. My husband is one of these nurses. He's currently fighting COVID and I'm just chilling at home. But I would say for yours, at the end, what is your offering? Because I love that, but like, what are you really teaching them? Is it coaching? Is it something else? So add that what at the end. And then Lourdes, I help busy people sow seeds of hope and cultivate beauty in their lives through gardening workshop and fresh summer blooms. I love that. That's so much better, Lourdes. It's so tight. Yeah. Okay. So the last thing, the most important part is the thing that goes first, which is your purpose. I know all of you already know it because you're entrepreneurs and you are amazing world changers. But for this, I want you to finish the sentence of your purpose, which is, I believe. So what is it that you believe that you know will make the world a better place if all of your customers actually signed up with you and worked with you? The tip here is to ask, why did I pursue this work in the first place? Or how can I better this world? So here are some examples. A yoga teacher could have gone into this work because she believes that we all deserve holistic health, but it starts with your choice to move. Or one of my clients is a conscious cocktail host. She uses sustainable ingredients. She says, I believe that life is a celebration in itself worth cherishing together. And so she creates these cocktail events that bring people together in their homes. Another artist who is a client of mine, we created this together. I believe a life fully engaged is a life rich with meaning. So this is a very like soul-filling, life-giving sentence that draws people to you like a moth to a flame. I'm recording you all. Hey. Oops, sorry. Okay. Lourdes, I love this. I'm not sure. Are you only? No, not too wordy. It's just, I wonder if the Manitoba winters is too specific. Like, I would love for you to think about, like, I believe that no matter our condition, we can still cultivate beauty and harvest bountifully in the heart of Canada, or no matter what we're facing, because it makes it more general, right? Because like the coldness of the winter, yes, but like the coldness of our situation right now is another thing. So it's like, I believe no matter how harsh our conditions are, I believe no matter how cold life gets, no matter how harsh our situations are, we can still cultivate beauty and harvest bountifully in the heart of Canada. Because that speaks to different things, right? It speaks to your physical product, but also the emotional connection of what you're giving them. You're giving them hope and beauty. And this is something you can really lean into in your content.
Yeah, and also, well, I could change it. I really like what you said. And to kind of paraphrase that, I could also say that how short our growing season is, because that is for sure. Yeah, everyone knows that. Like gardeners here, like really go hardcore, because just taking advantage of this like short growing season that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I probably sign up for that free 20-minute consultation, do all of my notes here, and then meet with you, because yeah, I want to nail it down.
Yeah, definitely. So after this, I'll just let you sit with this and everything you've learned
Yeah.
this weekend. Write out your message as tight as you can get it, and then we'll take a look at it together after this.
Thanks so much.
Lourdes, yeah. I believe, from Krista, I believe that we must care for our minds and bodies to show up at their best selves and serve the world. Yes, girl. I love this statement. I think, who said this to me recently? That's kind of like what my elevation eating client says. Like, the food that we eat nourishes our bodies and souls so we can go out and best serve others. Especially as women, if this is who you're speaking to, this is so big, because we don't nourish ourselves in order to serve the world. So that hits on a lot of emotional resonant points, Krista. So boom. Anyone else want to share their purpose statement? And then once you have that, you can string it all together. So your purpose goes first, and then here's the connector. It's that's why I help. Your customer, your promise, and then what you offer. So this yogi could say, I believe holistic health starts with your choice to move. That's why I help burnt out employees nourish mind, body, and spirit through yoga classes in person and online. That's why I help connector is really important. You could also say, and so I help, because you're making the conversation natural. It's like, this is what I could do for you. This is what I believe. And people just latch on to belief so hard. And it's the one thing that's going to carry us through right now. And I'm super excited because all of you have beliefs that will change this world. And so this brand message, what I want you to do with it is, I wanted to show the slide after, but I'll keep this up for who needs it. But like, print it out, put it on your wall, put it right in front of you. For when you wake up, you remember, this is why I'm here. This is why I'm waking up when I don't feel like it, because I don't know what's going to come tomorrow. These are the people who need me to show up. You can put this statement on your bio. Here, I'll go forward a little bit just to show you real quick where to use this. Once you're done with it, put it on your homepage intro, your about page, on your IG bio. Lindsay, I saw that you changed yours. So it's like, yes, girl. Your social media captions, your blog posts, your what do you do. We often talk so much about what we do, we don't say why we do it. And this why is what really is going to help people be drawn to you. Jenna says, I believe in empowering our storytellers to radically show up in spaces we historically haven't been a part of. Oh, so good. I help confused Filipinx writers detangle their ideas through tailored intentional editing sessions. Ah, Jenna, that is amazing. I have a client who is working with refugees to do copy editing, and this is similar to what we're working on with her. This is so powerful. I'm super excited for you. So what's next? I would love for you to post your statement, share it on Instagram. Would love for you to just share it with the world because people need to see your light right now. And how we can work together. I want to help you come alive, especially in this time. I had a woman in a webinar like this yesterday say, I had no idea how powerful just this 2-sentence statement could be to move me forward. And so I really want to help you move forward. So I would love to offer you all free consultations, that 20-minute call, or I can send you these slides. Just email me, shay@comealive.co. We'll move forward from there. And also let's connect. I want to be friends with you all. So Instagram and website, look that up. But I will, here, put this back to that statement slide in case you were working on it. For the last 4 minutes though, I wanted to work on something really powerful for all of you. I know we've been kind of digging into the words, but now I want you to really dig into your vision. So if you can with me, please feel free to put down your pens. This is just between you and yourself, but I want to lead you through a visualization of what it means for you to show up in the world right now. So get comfortable in your chair. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable. You can place your hand on your heart or on your stomach, wherever feels best for you. I invite you to take a deep breath in and let it go. I want you to imagine your customer, the person that you've been envisioning this time. I want you to imagine them coming up to you. What does their face look like? What have they gone through before finding you? Are they anxious or worried because they've been stuck with this problem for so long? Now I want you to imagine yourself smiling when you see them. You have everything you need to help them through this time. I want you to imagine yourself guiding them through this problem. Look at your face. Look how confident you are. Your confidence and your joy is radiating from the top of your head to your toes. You are the person that they've been searching for so long. As you continue helping this person out, watch their face begin to change. Watch their smile melt away the fear that once held them captive. They're so grateful to you. Now I want you to take in a big breath, breathe in all of that beauty that you just witnessed and felt, and then let it go. And you can open your eyes in your time.